When a dying lion crossed paths with a lone man, no one could have predicted the bond that would form. What began as a desperate act of compassion soon turned into something truly extraordinary. This is the unbelievable story of survival, loyalty, and a connection that defied the wild. In April, residents of a small Kenyan village began hearing about strange events unfolding near the savannah. The locals were stunned by what they witnessed: a lion in a situation unlike anything they had ever seen. Lions typically roam the distant grasslands and open plains, far from this area, leaving everyone wondering, how had it ended up here? The lion had likely become stranded after being swept away by a strong river current or wandering too far from its pride in search of food. At some point, it must have tried to find its way back, but the vast landscape and countless obstacles made the journey impossible. This young predator was unknowingly about to embark on an adventure that would change its life forever. After days, or perhaps even weeks, the lion found itself in a strange land vastly different from the territory it once knew. Survival was its only instinct now. Reaching the outskirts of a small town, it stood by the riverbank, scanning the unfamiliar surroundings. Astonishingly, it had traveled nearly 700 kilometers from its home, driven by desperation and hunger. The lion repeatedly tried to hunt, but found nothing. The land was unfamiliar, and its climate was different from what the lion was accustomed to. Vegetation was sparse and prey was scarce. The lion hesitated to approach the settlement. Despite hearing the sounds of people from afar, its keen sense of hearing picked up the bustling activity of the village. Typically, lions avoid human interaction, but this one was exhausted and famished, though approaching the town was a risky decision. Hunger drove it forward. Nearby, the lion noticed a large building and instinctively moved toward it, unbeknownst to the animal. This was the local ranger station. Fatigued from its arduous journey, the lion collapsed near the entrance. Its weary expression reflected helplessness and despair, almost as if it were crying out for assistance. The local wildlife rangers soon noticed the unexpected visitor. One of them quickly raised the alarm, and 2 additional rangers were dispatched to assess the situation. The lion was an imposing sight. Its golden fur was thick and its sharp claws were clearly visible. Understandably, the rangers hesitated to get too close with caution. The rangers approached to observe the animal more closely, ensuring they didn't startle it. When they finally recognized what they were dealing with, they were left in disbelief. A large, formidable young male lion had mysteriously appeared near their town. The rangers were stunned, but also sympathetic to the creature's condition. A closer look revealed that the lion had sustained a severe injury to one of its front paws. The wounded paw was tucked against its body as the lion lay motionless. Realizing the lion was in distress, the rangers felt compelled to help. Their first step was contacting the local wildlife conservation authority. The authorities were equally astonished by the case and acted swiftly to provide assistance. Care was taken to treat the lion's wound, and the animal was given time to rest. Before long, the lion became well known throughout the village, earning the name Simba. The residents took an active role in caring for Simba. They provided food and fresh meat daily. Though he only ate in small mouthfuls, the lion seemed to recognize the kindness of his caretakers. Yet his gaze often wandered toward the horizon, longing for home. As news of Simba's presence spread, people from neighboring villages came to see him. The rangers closely monitored the situation, ensuring that no one got too close to the wild. Animal experts weighed in on the predicament, stating that Simba had no chance of surviving in this unfamiliar environment. He needed to return to his natural habitat immediately. But how could such a feat be accomplished? Given the vast distance, the lion couldn't possibly make his way back alone. Even if he miraculously knew the route, he wouldn't survive the journey. The situation appeared hopeless. Keith Ramos, head of the Wildlife Conservation Department, explained that such incidents had occurred before. Strong river currents or wandering too far from their territory sometimes led lions into unknown areas. Once stranded, these animals struggled to find food and often perished without intervention. Simba faced the same fate. The people, however, refused to let this happen. They were determined to find a solution. As Simba's story gained attention, a plan was devised to ensure his safe return. The Office of Regional Governor Austin Kim contacted YNY Chef, the Minister of Emergency Situations, requesting a helicopter for the mission. Meanwhile, Ranger Roger and his team constructed a special transport cage designed to hold the lion securely. The Kenyan Wildlife Service took on the operation, and 8 days after Simba's arrival, an air mission was launched to return him home. Such an undertaking had never been attempted before. Using a helicopter to transport an animal of Simba's size posed significant challenges. Despite the risks, the rescuers remained committed to saving his life to ensure his safety. Simba was temporarily sedated. Upon reaching the transport site, wildlife expert Terry Cox confirmed that the lion had been well fed and was in stable condition. Once sedated, Simba was carefully placed in the custom-made transport cage and loaded onto the helicopter. The village gathered to witness the event, cheering. As Simba was prepared for departure, however, no one could have predicted what would happen next. During the long flight, an unexpected event unsettled the team. A sudden noise came from inside the cage. Simba had woken up instantly. Tension filled the aircraft. The rescuers were on high alert, fearing that any sudden movements might provoke the lion. Their biggest concern was that Simba might attempt to escape or shake the helicopter mid-flight, which could lead to disastrous consequences for everyone on board. Fortunately, Simba's demeanor remained calm, though awake. He did not react aggressively or attempt to break free. Instead, he observed his surroundings with an inquisitive gaze. Government officials later reported that while the lion was clearly frightened, he maintained his composure throughout the journey. It was a testament to Simba's resilience and the careful planning of his rescuers after what felt like an eternity. The helicopter finally reached its destination, the region where Simba was meant to be released. The crew landed, and, with great anticipation, they opened the cage. At first, Simba hesitated, unsure of his surroundings. Then, realizing he was home, he took off toward the savannah. The moment was both triumphant and emotional. The villagers, rescuers, and officials had worked tirelessly to give Simba a second chance at life. Months later, something remarkable happened. A severe drought had struck the village, leaving both people and wildlife struggling to find water and food. One evening, a herd of desperate elephants, driven mad by thirst, stormed toward the village in search of sustenance. In their frenzy, they began destroying crops. As chaos erupted, with structures collapsing and villagers' lives at risk, an unexpected figure emerged from the shadows. Simba, now fully grown and powerful, charged fearlessly toward the elephants, letting out a thunderous roar. He stood his ground against the massive beasts, his fierce presence causing the elephants to hesitate in their tracks. With calculated movements and fierce growls, Simba skillfully steered the herd away from the village, guiding them toward a nearby watering hole. The villagers watched in awe as their former guest became their unexpected savior. Once he was sure the people were safe, Simba lingered quietly at the edge of town. He had not forgotten the kindness shown to him. With one final glance at the villagers, he slipped back into the wilderness, leaving behind a legacy of gratitude and quiet heroism. Simba's return served as a powerful reminder that even in the wildest places, acts of compassion could forge lasting bonds between humans and nature. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.